Hello guys, good morning. Welcome to the Monday show. My name is Betsy. Very happy to be here today to lead you through a full hour of Pilates and core segment. So as you can see, it's raining outside. I know it's very hard to get out of bed for some of us, but those of you who are up with me, get your mats ready and we are going to get started soon. All right, so as we enter phase 2 of reopening, I hope all of us are still keeping up with the good efforts that we put in for the last 3 months to try to continuously work out and take care of our health. So let's not give up the good efforts and let's continue to work hard today, okay? So if you have any injuries or any health conditions, like specifically on your spine or on knees or on hips, I will maybe remind you guys and give you a little regression later throughout the workout. Okay, so let's get started on the mat. So let's start easy first. We're going to come into a 4-point kneeling position. So having my hands directly under my shoulders and my knees directly under my hips. Okay, in this position, we would like to feel that your spine is nice and long, like you're not rounding your back, neither you're arching your back too much. Okay, so I'd like you to think of pushing into your palms a little bit more, and think of pulling in your rib cage where you can touch, all right, just under your chest. You want to pull it up like a centimeter. And you want to feel like you have a little slight arch under your lower back. So as you can see, I have a little curve in. So that's embracing the natural lordosis curve of our lower spine. Okay, in this position, we're just going to take a few breaths first. So from here, let's just think of the long spine all the way running through to the crown of your head. Inhale, we'd like to breathe in through the nose. As you breathe out, I'd like you to breathe out through the mouth, through your pursed lips. Think of blowing a balloon with your mouth. And as you do this, you want to gently pull your belly button in. Okay, let's go for 2 more times. Inhale, breathing in. Exhale, breathing out through the mouth and pulling your navel slightly in as you breathe out. Okay, 2 more breaths here. Inhale and exhale. Last 1 breath here. Inhale, breathing in. Think of expanding the rib cage to the sides and to the back as you inhale. And exhale out through the mouth. Pull the navel in so you feel a little bit of engagement here. Okay, now let's get moving into the spine. So inhale, take a deep breath in again. Exhale, now I'd like to tuck my chin towards my chest and start to tuck my tailbone under and slowly curl up, pushing into my palms and pushing into my knees. Try to round your spine up as much as you can. Okay, eyes looking at the belly button. Inhale, from the center of your spine, you start to articulate the spine bone by bone. Come back into your neutral pelvis. Okay, let's go again 2 more times. Exhale, breathing out as you start to curl. So this exercise might seem easy to follow when you are actually just copying the movement. All right, I would like you to actually feel, start to imagine your spine moving segment by segment. It's just that awareness I want to wake you guys up. All right, 2 more times. Inhale and exhale, breathing out through the mouth. Tuck your tailbone, scoop your abdominals, round the spine up. Inhale, breathe in, starting from the center. You walk the spine into 2 ends, back to your neutral. Last one here, exhale, curling up, round the back, engage your abs, push into your shoulders. Inhale slowly from center, and I'll come back in, back to neutral. Okay, now let's do a little bit of shifting front and back, shall we? So inhale, same movement, breathing in. Exhale, now round, and I would like you to shift your weight back, like you're pushing your palms away from you. Keep that rounded spine so you don't want to go flat, all right? Inhale, now I'm coming in, and I'm going to extend my spine, and let's go for 2 more. Exhale, round the back. Push into the back of your palms like you're trying to stretch under your shoulder blades, under your armpits. All right, inhale, coming in. And now we go into sinking the chest down, head up, looking forward. Last 2 here, exhale. Curling and push. Like you're trying to tear the mat apart, if that makes sense. Inhale, coming in. Extend the spine. Last one here, exhale, chin to chest. And now push Keep scooping. Inhale, coming in. Slowly through neutral, you extend and go into what we call a cow stretch. Okay, now coming back to neutral, so you pull your abdominals in and get back to your flat back position. Now let's warm out the shoulder blades here. So from here, I'm just going to push into my palms a lot more until the back where you see the shoulder blades are, they start to look like they are splitting up. Okay, so they are moving further away from each other. And now from here, I'm keeping my abdominals tight. I just want to sink my chest down. So where the shoulder blades are, now they're trying to reach each other. Okay, let's go again. And now exhale, push. Inhale, and we call this retraction. Okay, as you sink the chest down. Exhale, protraction, pushing away, round up the upper back slightly. Inhale, retraction. Let's do 4 more. Exhale, protract. And now retract. Very good. Last 2, protraction. Inhale, retraction. Very nice. And now come back into neutral. So you need to know where is the center mark and where's retraction and where's your protraction. Okay, coming back to where we call neutral, that means it's the in-between of protraction and retraction. Now let's get your core to wake up. Okay, so I'm going to tuck my toes under, stay in neutral or a slight protraction if you can. Now from here, we are going to get ready to keep the spine as still as we can. Okay, inhale, take a deep breath in. Exhale, now push some weight into my toes, and I'm going to lift my knees off just enough to hover above the mat. Now we can stay here for very, very long. You can do a 1-minute baby plank, maybe after the class. Okay, I'm just going to focus on feeling a few things in my body. Now, if I stay here for long enough, I'm going to feel my thighs are going to warm up. My abdominals are warming up too. Same thing as my shoulder joints. I'm pushing away from the mat. I feel my shoulders are starting to warm up. My abdominal, my core muscles are holding this position, keeping it very still, and my quads are tired. All right, so from here, we're just going to think of your back as a very still tabletop surface. I'm going to walk one leg out and walk the other leg out to a plank. Note that my back is not moving. Inhale, keep your awareness on your torso. Bring your left leg in, bring the right in. Okay, let's go again. So now I move the right leg out this time, and left, and right in, and left in. Shoulders should feel something by now if you're not sinking. All right, left out again, 3, and left in, and return. Imagine I put an apple on my lower back, and the apple cannot drop. All right, last one here, and left, left, and left in, and right in. Good job. Next time you try with an apple, all right? All right, now let's lower the knees and shift your weight back and just relax in what we call a shell stretch. Okay, so rounding out your back gently. And now take one inhale breath here. Exhale slowly. Let's start to stack the spine from tail to head, and you wake up. Okay, now let's start with something easy, but very, very isolated. All right, we are going to start with some side lying series. So I'm going to lie down on my right side first. Keeping myself very, very comfortable, I am going to bend my elbow and rest on my palm, on my forearm. Okay, don't fall asleep here, all right? So where I'm at, if you can see me, my body is in one straight line from my shoulders to my hips. And my knees are bent in at 90 degrees. So we are going to start off in this position, all right? Just promise me one thing. Throughout the exercise, you have to be very aware of what your ribcage is doing. So my hip bones are wider, much wider than my shoulders. As you can see, I am having a big gap under my ribcage to the mat. So some of you may have a smaller gap. The whole idea is you're not just collapsing into the mat. You want to feel like you're engaging your oblique muscles, which is the sides of your waist, to lift up your body slightly so your spine is actually straight. Okay, so from here, let's start off with the hip work first. So lying down comfortably. Inhale, I'm going to lift my leg up to where it is parallel to my hip. Okay, and now from here, I am going to just turn my knee upwards so my toe touches my other foot. Okay, from where you are, you're going to mark a position with your kneecap, and you're going to turn the feet upwards until you feel something happening here and on the inner thighs. All right, inhale, you turn back in, and now slowly lower down to return. Okay, very easy to follow movement, but where you should be feeling is around the hip area. Okay, you want to maximize the feeling of the muscles here. Okay, let's go again. Inhale, take the knee up, and now let's take the foot up. Okay, keep turning, but you don't want to compromise on moving your pelvis or your spine. Okay, now turn back in, external rotation, and you close it back down. Okay, let's go again. Externally rotate. Now I'm going to internal rotate now, wagging my tail. And now external rotate again, and now inhale to return. Now let's focus on the body and the pelvis. So you want to gently pull your belly button in to feel like you're engaging your abdominals. So you're not moving. And now back and down for 4. Let's do 8 here. 5. And down and return. And 6. And down and return. 7. Down and back. Last one here, open, turn inwards, turn outwards again, and lower. Now from where we are, we're going to lift to hip height again. So this is where you're going to end the exercise, all right? So you're going to just lift up to this position, nothing higher, don't turn out, neither do you want to turn in. So make sure it's parallel, okay? And we lift out just 8 times. 1, 2, slow and gentle. If the camera is capturing, focusing on my hip, you will see my toes are also trembling and my legs are trembling a little. 5, don't do this. 6, like I said, it's very isolated. 7, and 8. All right, now let's hold it there. Now I want you to straighten your legs out to the front. Okay, keeping at hip height. Now let's pull it to the body line. All right, inhale, come into the front. Exhale, pull in to where it's in line with your body. Now just try to not drop your leg down when you swing it forward, okay? You want to move slowly because you want to feel what your muscles are doing. It might want to cheat. It might want to let go. 4. So this is 5 already. 3 more. 6. Last 2 here, and 7. Last one here, and 8. Good, now we're going to stay here and draw small little circles. Again, making sure your spine is not moving, your rib cage is completely still. 4. My pelvis is not moving as well. 5. I'm keeping everything very still. 6. Last 2 here, 7. Last one here, 8. Now reverse. 8, 7, 6. You can relax your toes if you don't want to point it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Easy, right? Come back in and lower your leg down. You should feel this area. Are you feeling it? I am. All right, let's get up and change to the other side. Whew. All right, so getting yourselves down on the mat again. I'm going to face you guys again. This time I'm going to work on my right hip. Okay, let's check your position again. Spine is straight. You're not collapsing into the mat with your rib cage. You're gently lifting up, and you just keep this position throughout the whole exercise. Okay, knees are bent in at 90 degrees. And now we're going to start with lifting up first, external rotate. And now let's go for internal rotation. This hips is a weaker one, so you can see my range of motion is slightly different. All right, and now turn out, and now return. You'll be happy to know that this exercise is gentle enough for everyone to do. Okay, regardless of whether you have any issues in the back. Okay, it's very important that we actually try to focus on working the glutes effectively, especially the side glutes. It helps with balance and so much more. All right, 4. Last 4 here, and 5. Turn in, internal rotate. Turn out and back. Last 3, external rotate, internal rotate. And now external again, and lower. 7, turn more. And now turn out, turn more again, and now lower. Last one here, you try to go further range as much as you can without moving the pelvis. You feel the muscles are working so hard, right? And now coming back down and return. Good. Now let's lift our leg up to hip height. So check that it's parallel. If you have a mirror, that would be useful. Okay, and now we're just going to lower down. And make sure you lift everything up as one plane. 1. Lower. 2. Why am I focusing on one plane? Because imagine when I'm doing this, I'm using more external rotators already. If I'm doing this, I'm using more internal. Okay, so you want to make sure it is moving together. And 5. And 6. Oops. Keep it parallel. Don't give up. 7. Last one here, 8. Okay, now let's get ready for our side kicks. Straighten your legs forward. And now let's pull it towards in line with your body. So you should be gently squeezing your bumps here on your right glute. Okay, inhale, come into the front. Keeping that height. Exhale, now pull it back and squeeze. Inhale, coming in. And now back. So what you're doing now, you are moving the hip joint, increasing the blood flow in this area. And anything that moves your hip in a circumduction position, in a circumduction action, is always good. Okay? Because your hip joint is a ball and socket joint. You want to make sure you get more movement in the joint. 5. Last 3 here. 6. And now back. Last 2 here, and 7. And squeeze your bum. Pull. Last one here. Heel in. And now pull it back. All right. Now where you are, we're going to stay very still. Just moving your hip joint. And let's go for 1, 2, 3, 4. So perhaps we can all focus on pulling in the navel slightly to think of the abdominal plane. Keeping still. And your lower back's also working to make sure nothing moves, right? 7. And last one, 8. Now reverse. And 1, 2. My toes are starting to tremble. 3, 4. Slow, right? Not fast. 5. I like to think of Pilates as me talking to my muscles. Like, I'm telling it to go slow, but stay calm. And last one here. And 8. All right, now come back in and rest. Let me turn you guys around for a little stretch before we go for a short commercial break. Okay, so let's cross one foot over the other and pull your knee into your chest while pushing this one away. Okay, you should feel the stretch. Very yummy, feels good. It hurts, right? Okay, now let's change over to the other side and pulling in the knee to chest. And just allow it to stretch. Try to make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, very important, you're relaxing when you're stretching. All right, and now let's get up. All right, guys, just for a little bit of the hip first, we'll just pause for a short break and we'll come back again very soon. So stay with me. Okay, thank you for staying with me, guys. Hope you had a sip of water, had a little break. Now we are going to work our abdominals and our back muscles. Okay, why we want to, every time I structure my workout, I try to make sure I cover a little bit of the areas around the front and the back and the sides, because all these muscles are what holds your posture. So it becomes really, really important that you need to give even attention to not just crunches, your abs. You also give some attention to your back, because that's what holds your posture up, right? If you're always working on crunches, we are going to stay like this in this position. Or if you're always working your back muscles, you're going to stay like that the whole time, which is not good, right? So now we're going to get you to do a little bit of abdominal work. So let's get you to lie down again comfortably. Now from where we are, just keep your feet, knees bent, feet quite close to your hips. And if you have any conditions with the lower back, okay, lower back injury, spinal injury, these exercises are still generally safe for you, because we're not doing anything that lifts your lower spine off the mat. But if you feel uncomfortable, like any sharp pain, please take a break, all right? Or just go slow. Do what feels right for you. Okay, now having your feet just comfortably placed on the floor, now we're just going to start off in the neutral pelvis. So I repeat this in every segment, segment I do with you guys, but I just want to do it again just in case some of us are new. All right, now you have a neutral pelvis, and then a neutral pelvis, will mean that you are doing every exercises in the best position of your body, of your spine. Okay, so when we talk about neutral pelvis, you need to take the cue from two bony landmarks, which is your hip joint and your pubic bone. Okay, so if you're at home, you can just do this, fiddle around, feel your hip bones first, and then you want to feel your pubic bone here. So where your hip bones and pubic bones level is what we call a neutral pelvis position, and all of us should have a little gap under your lower spine. It could be small, it could be big, it really depends, all right? But you should be able to feel a little space. Now, this is the best position to do everything, but we also want to make sure that when you do any abdominal crunches and stuff, abdominal work, you want to not get into an overarching position. So we introduce an imprinted pelvis, which is to tilt your pubic bone higher than your hip bones. So now the plane is tilted towards me. Okay, so this is what we call imprint, means pressing the spine down, and neutral pelvis means your natural best position of your lower spine and your pelvic plane. All right, now let's get into a little bit of pelvic tilts first, just to reinforce the idea of neutral imprint. Okay, hands can be on your hip bones and pubic bones. So from here, I'm just relaxing on the mat. Inhale, stay in my neutral pelvis. As I exhale, think of blowing balloons out through the mouth. And now you gently tilt your pelvic plane to imprint. Okay, so I'm actually engaging a little bit of my lower abs already. Inhale, now let's move back to neutral pelvis. Exhale, now breathing out and connect and feel your abdominal muscles working as you breathe out and pull your belly button in gently. Inhale, now feel your lower back working as you move back to neutral. Let's go again. Exhale, breathing out. Now it's abdominals. Inhale, it's my lower back muscle shortening to go back to neutral pelvis. Okay, last one here. Exhale, now breathing out and imprint. Inhale, now let's go back to neutral pelvis. Excellent. Now we're going to move the entire spine up. So let's place our hands on the floor, starting from neutral pelvis. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, now imprint. And start to peel the spine off, bone by bone from the mat, all the way up until you are on your shoulder blades. Arms are reaching long towards your heels, and you feel strong in this position, like you're pushing into the floor. All right, use a little bit of arm strength here. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, now let's melt the upper spine down, middle back, lower back sequentially, and down through your sacrum touches, and back to neutral pelvis. Let's do one more time. Inhale. Take a deep breath. Exhale, now breathing out through the mouth. And now start to peel the spine off again. Bone by bone. Try to make sure both sides of your body, the muscles are working. Inhale, we stay here. Exhale, now slowly curl the spine down. This is so good for, increasing body awareness and also to move the spine segment by segment, okay? Sometimes we sit so long, it gets very stiff. Last one here, inhale, exhale. Now let's go. Imprint and curl up. All the way. And now slowly, let's lower down, roll down. Good, go back through imprint and back to neutral. Now let's connect into abdominal curl, all right? So inhale, let's stay here first. Exhale, now let's go imprint and slowly roll up. Once you're here, inhale, stay here. Exhale now as you start to drop the rib cage down. Want you to lift your chest off and slowly crunch up until you're in the ab crunch position. All right, inhale, slowly bring it down and start to imprint the pelvis and roll up all the way. And exhale now, roll down and start to lower your chin to chest, curl up and reach. Okay, last one time here, rolling. So like seesaw. And up. And now slowly roll the spine down and curl up. All right, now let's stay in a curl up position. From here, I am looking at my abdominals. I'm going to keep my abdominals still, lift one leg up to tabletop. And now I'm going to lift the other leg up to tabletop. All right, now from here, I am going to do a little bit of hundreds. So I'm going to ask you to palm your arms like they're reaching towards your heels. So as I do 5 palms, I'm going to inhale like 5 long breaths. 5 long counts of breaths, all right? So inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 4, 10. All right, let's do 50. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 20. Inhale, 5. Exhale, 30. Inhale. Exhale, 40. Last one breath here. And exhale. 50, all right. Now inhale, let's take a deep breath. Go a little bit higher, reach more. Exhale, now slowly lower down. One leg down, the other leg down, and relax. Okay, it's common to feel your neck like stressing up, all right? So it takes a bit of getting used to with the neck muscles. It's basically pulling in a flexion position, and you might feel a little bit of strain, okay? Especially if you're not curling up high enough to bring your neck to be vertical, it might feel it. All right, so the next exercise, I'm going to have you put your hands behind your head to make it easier for all of us. All right, so let's place our hands behind our head to support. And now let's go to imprinted position. Bring one leg up to tabletop and bring the other leg up to tabletop. Squeeze both legs together, curl your upper body up again. Now we're going to stay here for a while, all right? So keep your elbows open. Inhale, we stay. Exhale, now let's extend your left leg forward, long and straight. All right, come back into return. Now let's reach right leg forward for 2. Inhale and back. Exhale, left forward for 3. Inhale, return. Exhale, 4. Inhale to return. And 2 more, 5. And back. 1 more here, 6. And return. Well done. Now, let's take a break. 2 seconds. 1, 2, and let's curl up again. Now I'm going to straighten my left leg forward. This time I'm going to make sure my pelvis stays level. I'm just going to twist through my upper body to reach my left elbow towards my right knee. Inhale, come back into center. Stare at your pelvis, don't let it move. Exhale, reach over to the other side for 2. Inhale, come back in. Exhale, curl up and reach more for 3. Inhale in. Exhale, reach for 4. Slow ones. All right, last 2 here. 5. And back. Trust me, if you're following my pace, it's quite tiring. And 6. And return. Now, how about let's make it a little faster? So let's go for 1, 2. Same control, same awareness in the pelvis. 5, 6. Let's finish at 12, 7, 8. So it's 6 on one side, 9, 10. Legs are reaching long, 11, 12. Good. Come back into center. And now lower the body down. Lower one leg down, the other leg down. Relax. Okay, now let's get ready for double leg stretch, which is nice. Okay, so we're going to imprint the pelvis one more time. One leg up to tabletop. Bring the other leg up to tabletop. Now curl your upper body up and let's stay here again. Okay, so where we are, inhale, we're going to stay. Exhale, now extend both legs out to diagonal. If you can reach your hands up towards the ceiling, inhale, come back in for 1. Exhale, reach 2. Inhale, in for 2. Exhale, reaching out 3. Inhale. Keep your abdominals curl up. Don't drop. 4. 2 more and 5. And back. Last one here, 6. And now return. Lower the body down. One leg, the other leg. Oh, there, that was tiring. Okay, now let's get ready for the last exercise. Also involve twisting into your abdominals. Okay, so hands go back behind your head. Now imprint the pelvis, one leg up, the other leg up. Okay, are you ready for a challenge? All right, I am. Okay, so once you're ready, let's curl your upper body up again, one last time. And reach both legs up towards the ceiling. Now inhale, I'd like you to lower your left leg down to just above the mat. Twist your left elbow towards your right knee. Okay, now come back into center. And we reach over to the other side. 2. Come back into center. And 3. Back into center. And 4. Into center. And 5. Last few here, 6. And 7. 12 again, 8. Last 2, 9. Sorry, not 2. 10. We have 2 more, 12, right? 11. And last one here, 12. Good. Come back in. Lower down. Bring the legs down. And relax. Okay. Done for abdominals. Let's sit up. Whew. Okay, now let's get ready for your back work. So I'm going to turn you around straight away. Let's lie you down this way this time. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little bit of back extension. So my palms are placed beside my shoulders. My legs are long, reaching towards the ends of the mat. They are not like just sleeping, okay? Make sure you keep more muscles activated. So squeezing my bums to push my pelvis into the mat. Legs are long, hip distance width apart. Shoulders are trying to go away from my ears to give me a nice long neck. Okay, inhale, I'm just going to lift my head up and slowly lift my chest up. Only as far as I can keep my rib cage still on the mat. Okay, if your ribs are off, no, all right, too high. So you're not really pushing, you're just lifting. Exhale, now slowly melt the spine down, bone by bone to return. Let's do 3 more. Inhale, head up, chest up. Okay, if you want to see whether you're using your back muscles, all you need to do is gently lift your hands off. Okay, inhale, stay. Exhale, now slowly roll down to return. Last 2 here. Inhale, head up, lift. I'm checking to see whether I'm using my back muscles actively. And now slowly lowering down. Last one here, head up, chest off, shoulders away from ears, and I stay here. Okay, very nice. Now let's lift your hands up first. From here, I'm going to straighten my hands forward. I'm not touching the floor. Now as I circle my arms, I'm going to lift my chest higher. 1, and down. Reaching forward. Let's do 5, 2. So we call this movement breaststroke. As you reach forward, you feel your upper back working super hard. As you circle, you start to feel and lift up higher, so you start to feel your middle and lower back. All right, 2 more here. 4. Now as I'm slowing down, I'm trying to see whether I can feel both the left and right side of my back muscles working. Okay, come back down. Hands on your forehead and relax. Okay, now let's get into a little bit of lower limbs. So I'm going to ask you to lift one leg off the mat first. So my left leg is coming up. Okay, so let's start with the left leg first. So relax your upper body. I'm just lifting my head off slightly because my mic is in my face. All right, so again, you want to feel like you are engaging your abdominals by gently pulling in your belly button to your spine. Inhale, now lift my left leg up first. Squeeze your bums. And now lower. 5 times. 2. And lower. 3. And lower. 2 more. 4. And lower. Last one here. 5. Now keep it there. Now your left leg stays in the air. Change and put your left palm beside your shoulder. And bring my right elbow slightly more forward. Okay, now I'd like you to slowly twist. Keep your leg up, twist to the side. And now I'm going to lift my leg up to the front, kick it. Inhale, come back in, hold the leg up, rotate back, and return to this position. Make sure you're squeezing your butt to lift your leg up as high as you can go. All right, and 2, push. So it's a very nice twisting action of the spine, getting your lower back to work. And last 3 here, 3. And make sure you keep that leg up as high as you can. Last 2 here, 4. And back. Last one here, and twist. And lift. Now let's give me 5 kicks here. 1, 2, 3. Again on that hip joint. As you can see, I love working the hips. 4. And 5. Good. Now come back in. Roll back down. And slowly lower. Okay, now I'm going to change sides because I don't want you to be staring into my back later. So I'm going to come over here now, and I'm going to work my right foot. Okay, so where I am, left hand in front. Let's try again. So 5 times on the right leg. 1 and 2. 5 times. Squeeze your bums to lift up that leg, floating it up. 4. Last one here, 5. Hold that leg up. Right palm goes beside your right shoulder. Left elbow slightly inwards. Inhale. Exhale, now roll to the side. Lift up, tap to the front. And now rotate back, hold the hip up. All right, 4 more times. 2. And back. I love that twisting action that I get through my lower back. 3. And back. 2 more. 4. And back. Last one here, and 5. Twist, hold. And now let's go 5 times. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can hold it there and stretch, even better. And now slowly let go, roll back down, and relax. Okay, I'm going to change again. Back to the other side. You don't need to change. You can stay where you are so long your eyes are on me. All right, now we are going to work both legs. So head on there, forehead, head on the palms, sorry. Legs are slightly turned out. As you can see, my toes are not pointing downwards, it's turning outwards. All right, so inhale. Now we are going to squeeze both your bums to lift both legs off the mat. Okay, so 1. So for this, you might feel your lower back. People with lower back injury. If it's too much, don't need to, all right? Because this is essentially, when you start to engage both of your glutes, it will get a little bit into your lower back. But as much as you can, you should try to feel it's just enough squeeze on your glutes, but not too much on your lower spine. Okay? Too much lower back is not ideal in this exercise. All right, 8. 2 more. And 9. Last one, I'm going to hold it there. Hold. Now, my toes are kind of pointing outwards. Now I'm going to clap my legs. Bring them back to parallel. Clap for 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I turn them up again. And now I dorsiflex my ankles. Heels together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Parallel. 2, 3, 4. Turn out. 2, 3, 4. And point. 2, 3, 4. And turn out. Try to keep your quads away from the mat. Last one set here. And dorsiflex to clap your heels together. 4. And now come back in. Lower the legs down and relax. Okay. Now let's finish off with some swimming exercise again. So hands are going to be in front. Now swimming is good because when we always want to work on lifting out opposite arm and leg, it works the diagonal sling muscles across your back. Okay, it's quite important that we focus on some of this, what we call oblique sling exercises. All right, now arms, palms on the floor. Keep your pelvis pressing into the mat. Pull your navel in. Inhale, we stay here. Exhale, now let's lift the right hand and left leg off first. Chest comes up slightly. Okay, now from here, we're going to switch and try not to let the right hand and left leg touch the floor, but you're lifting your left hand and right leg now. And 2, we switch again. Go slow. Coordination. And 3. And switch. 4. Stay with me. We're going for a commercial break again. All right, 5. And 6. 7. 8. Making sure your lower back is very still. You're not rocking from side to side. Last 2. And last 1 here. Good. Come back in, arms and legs level. Lower down. Push yourselves up. And let's go into a shell stretch, round the spine. Take a nice deep inhale breath to stretch your back muscles by curling up. Exhale, breathing out through the mouth. And slowly stack the spine up from tail to head to return. Okay, let's take another short commercial break and we'll come back in for some full body work. Hi guys, welcome back. If you're still with me, give yourself a pat on the shoulder. We're going to finish off the last segment for today's workout. And I'm going to integrate everything, all right? So full body integration work. So we'll start off with doing some reverse planks. So we are very used to doing planks, right? Like a push-up position. But we're going to do some reverse planks to focus on some chest opening, okay, which I think is excellent for all of us sitting at home the whole time. Okay, so I'm going to have my feet just comfortably in front of me. I'm going to lean back slightly, place my hands behind my shoulders, and as you can see, my fingertips are pointing outwards. All right, some people like to do it this way, but I don't like it personally because I get a lot of wrist strain. I like to turn it outwards, so it's really entirely up to you. Okay, so my fingers are pointing out. So let's start off by straightening our legs out a little bit more so my heels are on the mat. So inhale, let's try and see whether you can do this. I think let's attempt. So if it's too tough, you can just focus on lifting the mat, your hips off the mat slightly. Okay, if you can go a little bit more, your shoulders are not too tight, you can lift yourselves up as much as you can, squeezing into your palms so your body is in one straight line to where your head is, your shoulders are. And now slowly lower down to return. That was just one rep. All right, so now let's focus on the shoulders a little bit more. So shoulders should not be elevating like that. Shoulders away from your ears. Push and think of pushing your chest up. All right, let's go for 2. And now let's return. Whew. Let's go pushing up for 3. Your body is nice and long, like in the dart shape. And now return. 4, and return. Good, one more here, and 5. And now lowering down to return. Okay, now we always like to do 3-legged plank, so we're going to challenge you for that. So I'm going to get ready first, roll out, relax my shoulder joint slightly. Now, let's get into position again. So one thing I'd like to point out first, some of us have what we call hyperextended elbows. As you can see, mine is kind of doing that now. So you like to gently think of pulling the elbow slightly towards the back, all right? Not this way, because it's putting a lot of stress on the elbow joint. All right, so I'm going to do just that. So can you see my arms are straighter as compared to this? So I'm going to bend it slightly. And now back into your plank position. Now I'm going to ask you to lift one leg up. Whew. Okay, and now let's try the other leg up too. It really depends on flexibility. It may be hard to lift up too high. 4, 5, last one here, and 6. Woo. Still holding it up, and now slowly lower. It's quite tiring, isn't it? Okay, now let's do the same thing, but we're going to kick our leg up maybe like 2 times. Let me show you. So add in a little momentum. Inhale, we stay here. Exhale, now push strong through your arms. And now I'm going to start with left leg. 1, 2, and down. All right, and now right. And down. All right, let's follow me. And down. 4, and down. 2 more. And down. Starting to sink. Last one here. And down. Hold it there. And slowly lower down. Shake your hands out. Reach towards your toes. Such exercises are quite hard to do too many times, right? So now we are going to, again, work that shoulder joint, but now I'm going to increase movement in the shoulder joint. That means I'm going to move the body so that your shoulder joint has this movement. Okay, same thing, I'm going to have my hands slightly behind my shoulders. Now I'm keeping my feet bent. I'm just going to get into a baby reverse plank. So here, keep your legs hip distance width apart. And now watch me first. I am going to round my back and now curl. My hips are not really touching the floor, if you can see. All right, my heels are on the floor now. And now I come back up to return. Okay, now let's do it with me, holding up. So you need to use your shoulders to push you away from the floor. Crunch your abdominals to keep your hips above the floor. And now coming back up for 2. So you need to push a lot and crunch a lot. 3. Eyes looking at belly button. 4, and 5, woo, and 6, last 2 here, and 7. Okay, if your bumps are hitting the floor, don't worry, but just don't sit down, right? And now up, hold up, baby reverse plank, I call it, and now slowly come back down, shake your hands out. Ooh. And relax. Okay, that was quite some work. I don't know whether you felt it. I'm suddenly out of breath. Okay, now we are going to do the normal plank, and we are going to start off with baby planks first again. So you might remember we started this with warm-up. So hands directly under the shoulders, knees directly under the hips. Okay, and I'm going to start by walking myself forward, right? So when I say walk, just take a few steps with your hands and legs, okay? But we need to think about coordination. So every time we move, I would like the left leg and right hand, so opposite arm, opposite leg to move. So I'm just doing the crawl without the plank first, okay? So you get the movement. So before we start, get yourselves ready. Nice neutral spine, neutral pelvis, so you're not arching your back, you're not rounding it. Slight arch. Okay, making sure you feel like your tabletop surface is very stable while you walk through the exercise later. Like I said, if you're at home, try it. You can put like orange on your back. Okay, find the flat ones, okay, like the tangerines or something. All right, so once you're ready, inhale. Exhale, now push into your shoulders, and now lift your knees off. Hold the plank first, baby plank. Now let's take your left leg and right hand forward. Ooh, not so easy to not move, huh? Not move your back. And 3, and 4. Now walking back is a bit challenging. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, let's go again. 1, 2, focus on your abdominals. 3, and 4, and back. 2, 3, and 4. Last one set. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm trying to make it look graceful. 2, 3, 4. All right, now let's walk back to center. Again, stay in the baby plank. Shoulders should feel tired now. Now let's dip the knees down. Lift up the knees. Keep your back nice and flat. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2 here, 9. Last one here, 10. And now slowly lower the knees down. Give yourselves a break. Shall stretch. Bring your arms back to just relax. Whew. All right. Now let's take the challenge a little further. So we are going to still walk, but let's do it in a full plank position. Okay? Get yourselves ready first. And now, palms under your shoulders and knees directly under your hips. Now, just focus on not just keeping the shape, not just your shoulders are tired, your quads are tired. You should consciously be thinking of your abdominals, all right? The core should be always pulling in gently to prevent over-sinking. So think of the front and back being sandwiched, okay? Now, I'm going to walk slightly forward. Okay, now from here, I'm going to lift my knees off again into my baby plank. Take it out into a full plank. So straighten your legs, hold a full plank. Now we're going to walk back. And now slowly curl the spine up from tail to head. And now we roll down again, head to tail. Again, I'm ending off with just the focus on your spine again. You should always remember when you're doing any exercises, always think of your core and how your spine is moving in space. Start to stack the spine from tail to head, lengthen up. And now chin to chest, round your upper back, middle back, lower back, and walking out to a plank. Okay, let's go for 3 more. Back in, and now curling up. Now focus on not swaying your hips too much when you take steps out and in. All right. And last 2, try not to sway your hips too much. And now curling up from tail to head. And now let's go again, head to tail. And now walking out, 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 and out. Last one here. Back in. And roll, stack the spine. And now back out. And walking out. Okay, now can we walk back to a plank position, baby plank position? Now I want you to exercise a little bit of pushing of your shoulders, all right? So push yourselves away, get into a squat. Woo. All right, and now I want you to go down, back to your baby plank. Push, go into a squat, standing on your feet, into a nice perfect squat, so your hips are back, not going over your toes, all right? And now going down, use your core control, shoulders push. Last 3. And now back in. Last 2. Woo. And back down again. Last one here, out. Hold it in a squat. Let's go for pulses. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're going back down. Drop. And now walk yourselves back to a full plank. Hold a full plank. Or you can drop your knees down, which is what I'm going to do. My push-up is not so good. Open your hands a little bit wider. Now let's do a few push-ups. Let's go. 1, 2. Keep your palms tight, so try not to do this and push. Okay? Try to bring your pelvis towards the floor. 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2 here, 9. Last one here, 10. And now up. Walk yourselves back. Okay, enough for the wrists. And now shelf stretch. Whew. Now let's slowly stack the spine up from tail to head to return. Okay, let me give you one yummy stretch, then we end the workout, all right? So let's get back down into your side lying position. So I like to repeat the position so people can understand it. You know, then it gets very familiar for the body, it's easy to get into. Okay, now from where I am, side lying, knees are bent, top hand is in front. I'm going to make sure my lower half of my body is not moving. I'm going to rotate my upper half of my body, okay? Inhale, now let's bring your left hand up towards the ceiling. I'm looking at my hand. Allow it to drop back and twist. So now my pelvis is still facing the front. My back is, my upper body's in rotation. Looking at my back hand. Inhale, now pull it back in. Exhale, close to return. 2 more times. Inhale, hands up. Exhale. So if you're trying to keep your knees stacked, you feel a very big stretch on the front of your shoulders, your chest, and into your middle back because it's putting your spine to rotation. Inhale, coming back in. Exhale, return. Last one time. Hands up and open. You can almost just stay there and give me 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. Inhale, breathing in. And exhale, breathing out. And now coming back forth. Let's do it on the other side. And we're done, all right? So turning around. Hands will just hold your head. Very nice and comfortable. Knees at 90 degrees. Top hand in front. Inhale, looking at your arm. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, now pull it back in. Exhale to return. 2 more times here. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, open. Inhale, coming back in. Exhale to return. You can do this every morning when you just get out of bed. Last one here. Inhale. And exhale, reaching, hold it there. Give me 2 breaths here. So as you inhale, try to breathe deep into the muscles that are feeling the stretch right now. And exhale out. Last one breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And now slowly coming back in. And return. All right, push yourselves up to sit up. Thank you for staying with me, guys. I hope you had a good workout today. So a little bit of everything. I hope you feel stronger. And like I always emphasize, core is something that we always want to pay specific attention to. If you move too fast, you like to do high-intensity workouts like I do too, but sometimes I realize I forget about my core, all right? Your core has to be always activated to support whatever movement you're doing. So always putting that connection, you know, slowing down to do a little bit of Pilates and specifically my core workouts, I think it's very good for you to, you know, do other, complement other sports as well. Okay, thank you for your time, and I'll see you again next Monday. Have a good week ahead. Bye, guys.